Today's lesson is going to be a review of division by one-digit divisors. Our learning objective for the day: I can learn the correct division terms and review the steps in long division problems. What are you doing when you divide? When you divide, you're trying to split something into equally numbered groups. So the slide says take these 16 apples, but they certainly don't look like apples. They look like squares with a weird W and a weird M, but we're going to pretend they're apples. So we're going to take the 16 apples. We want to divide these 16 apples into 4 equal groups. That's going to give you 4 groups that have 4 apples in each of the groups. So we could group them this way. There's one group of 4, 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4, and 4 groups of 4. So when I have 4 groups with 4 items in each group, that's going to equal a total of 16 items. All right, here's some vocabulary words you need to put down in your composition notebook. Remember that we're going to highlight the word and then follow that with the definition. You will definitely need to know these if you do not know them already. What are the parts of a division problem? First, you have the dividend. That's the number that you are dividing. Then you have the divisor. It's the number you are dividing by. The quotient is the evenly divided result. And the remainder is what is left over that cannot be evenly divided. Now remember, because we are using the flipped model, you can stop, you can rewind, you can pause to make sure that you get each of these 4 terms and their definitions down correctly in your composition book. Division problems can be written in several different ways. We're going to look at those ways and use our terms we just defined in the previous slide. So when we write the problem like this, 136 divided by 5 equals 27 remainder 1. 136 is the dividend, 5 is the divisor, 27 is the quotient, and 1 is the remainder. Now this might be a way that you recall working long division problems with the quote-unquote house, where 5, the divisor, is what we call the visitor outside the house knocking on the door trying to get in. 136 is the dividend. It's the number waiting in the den for the visitor to come in. 27, the quotient, is up on top on the roof. Then we have the lowercase r, where 1 is the remainder. So how do you solve a division problem? Solving a division problem is a step-by-step process. It's generally a multi-step process, especially if you're looking at a dividend that is 2, 3, or 4 digits long. The method that we're going to learn today, which hopefully is a review, is based on the words for people in our families. They are father, mother, sister, brother. We call this the family method. Father, the F in father means find. The M in mother is for multiply. The S in sister is for subtract. The B in brother is for bring down. So let's look at each of these steps in a process and work through it together. So father stands for find. We're going to start by looking at the first number in the dividend. We're going to find the multiple of the divisor that comes closest to that first number in the dividend without going higher. Very important. Use your knowledge of math facts, or you can also look at a multiplication grid. But remember what I said in yesterday's video. You have to know your math facts. So let's put what we just read about into action. Father, find the number closest to the first digit. The first digit in this problem, in the dividend, is the 7. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Then we need to find the multiple of the divisor. The divisor is 3. That comes closest to that number without going over. All right, trying to think in your head, or they've got over here on the side a handy multiplication grid where you can look at 3 and you can go down and see that if we're multiplying or in the 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, we can't go higher than this first number. So I think the closest is going to be 2, which is 6. M for mother, multiply. So we're going to multiply the number that is the factor you found times the divisor. So we're going to go ahead and put the first number in the quotient up here at the top. That's 2. We decided, right, that 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to multiply. Think of a little multiplication sign right here. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to put that right under my number 7. Okay? Remember, it's very important, just like when you're adding or subtracting, or even multiplying, that you have your digits in the correct place. Step 3, the S, sister, which means subtract. So you're going to subtract the number you got when you multiplied the divisor by the number in the quotient. We said 2 times 3 is 6. We're going to subtract 6 from 7, and we get 1. 7 minus 6 equals 1. The difference must be smaller than the divisor. So if this number had come out to be 3 or 4, then our answer up here in the quotient would be incorrect. So this number right here always must be smaller than this number. Otherwise, you've chosen the wrong number here. Final step, B for brother, means to bring down the next number from the number in the dividend. So since we've got our answer down here is 1, when we subtracted 7 from 6, we got 1. We're going to bring down the number next to the 7, which is a 1. I like to go ahead and draw this arrow on. Put the 1 down here. The next number that you have, the new number, is 11. So we're going to start all over again with the father portion for the tens. Alright, so now we're just going to simply move through the steps again with our 11 right here. So we're just going to forget about this first part. We need to think about what multiple of 3 is going to be closest to 11 without going over. Luckily for you, it's already done for you. That's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So there I've found the closest multiple. I've multiplied. Now I'm going to do what? I'm going to subtract. 11 minus 9 is going to be 2. Is 2 smaller than 3? Yes, it is, so I'm good. Now I need to use my B, my brother, bring down the last digit in this dividend. And then I have to start over again with the number 21. And for the number 21, we're going to start the process back at F. Find the closest multiple. Closest multiple of 3 to 21 is going to be 7. 7 times 3 is 21. That's my multiplication step. Then I need to subtract. 21 from 21 is 0. My brother, there's no other numbers up here left to bring down. Because my remainder is a 0, I don't need to put a remainder up at the top. 711 divided by 3, the answer is going to be 237. So now let's practice with a new number. We've got 864 as the dividend, 4 is the divisor. They've already gone through the first steps for us. Find a multiple of 4, closest to without going over 8. That would be 2 times 4, there's my multiplication, my m, is 8. My sister is subtracting. 8 minus 8 is 0. My brother is bringing down the very next number, which is 6. Alright, now we're going to go to the second step, which is moving through father, mother, sister, and brother again, only with the number 6. So we need to find a multiple of 4 that's closest to 6 without going over. So I know 4 times 1 is 4. It's close to 6. 4 times 2 is 8. Ooh, that goes over. So I definitely need the number 1 here. 1 times 4 is 4. So I've multiplied. Now I need to subtract. 6 from 4 is going to be 2. There's my sister. And I need to bring down my 4. There's my brother. Alright, let's stop the video. I want you to go ahead and do the last step. Follow the father, mother, sister, brother using the number 24. Make sure that you have this example in your composition notebook. This will be one of your questions tomorrow on your quick check quiz for tonight's homework. One of the answers will be, what is the total number, the answer, or the quotient, when you divide 864 by 4? Good luck.